before I start this video, I thought I'd share my book. I believe this came with the game when I bought it off eBay originally. The cartridge that ended up being fried before I had to buy a new cartridge. It's just great. I love this thing, these kinds of things. Got all the weapons, a whole bunch of the enemies and the bosses. Great Thanatos boss and the Mana Dragon. Everything is just great, and there's an image in here. Oh, it's the image on the back of here. I wish that thing wasn't in front of it, the description, because there's a black and white image of this painting on the online. That's one of my favorite images in the whole world. So yeah, let me go set up this video now. No. Oh, that nice warpy tape sound. It's when the organ starts going crazy and it's a little organ solo that I recognize later on in life. I'm like, I love jazz music because of this. Piano or whatever. Just the way it dances through the song like that. And this part. That just little jazzy solo between the horns and the piano. I am always brought back to that sound in a lot of the jazz music that I hear. So obviously this music was emulating some of the jazz music that eventually I ended up liking. And I love when music in video games comes first full circle like that. Good music inspires good video game music. And then the good video game music inspired me to seek out the good music. Good job, Nintendo. Well, this is Square, but you know what I mean. Nintendo is obviously trying to do that with its rock conventions and its naming of the Koopa Kids and all that. Lots of musical references, Rockman as well, rock and roll. It was all about the music. It's almost more like a piano and a harmonica solo. Gotta love the crumbling bone sound. Slashing wasps and mushrooms and rabbits. Rabbites. Gotta change her attitude toward fighting a little bit. I really like how they incorporated that in a game this early. Something I didn't really see implemented well until Dragon Age. Poison. What are you doing? Use a medicinal herb. I don't have any medicinal herb. Ooh, go tamer. Always got to do that with the menu. Here comes the solo again. Even the bass line is off kilter and jazzy. Since I believe this was my first playthrough, or second maybe, I think I started it a little bit and then I was like, no, I gotta record it, and I started over. I didn't get this far before on that initial playthrough, but being my official first playthrough, I didn't realize that I could keep the girl if I went to the forest first with her. I chose to go into the cave and ended up in there by myself, and it was a lot more difficult than it needed to be. Again, I don't play games because they're difficult. I play games because they're fun, and it's more fun to have someone with me. Trying to see if the spear worked better for me. Excuse me. Rip-off buddy. Scam artist man. At least he lets you save for free. Excuse me. Meow, we meet in a strange place, pal. Need anything? What do you got? I need to buy something, but holy shit. 20 bucks. I can spare 20 bucks. I need medicinal herb. I keep getting poisoned. 200 bucks, 60 bucks for chocolate, 200 bucks for royal jam. What is royal jam? I was probably asking myself. I didn't have the guide when I rented this during this playthrough. They've already got those armors. What about that wing cap? I wasn't paying attention. $1,000 for a fairy walnut. Why is magic recovery so expensive in these old Square RPGs? You have to use magic so frequently when you're a magic user because you have no strength. But then they don't give you enough elixirs to refill your magic. Or they make them ridiculously way more expensive than health potions. I don't get that economic choice. Thankfully, most games just, these days, put magic on a bar that runs out and refills itself with time. Save again. Yes, please. Yeah, so I went in here first, and then she's like, no. Hey, this isn't the way to the witch's castle. Where are you going? Excuse me. Underground palace. I'm not going in. Are you going by yourself? I guess so. Even though I should go to the forest, even though the forest creatures are way stronger, you realize that you need a whip in order to get across a chasm, and you can't get the whip without going through the tunnels. So here I am, going through the tunnels alone, because I didn't know any of that yet. Yeah, this was back before I really knew or cared about experience. Just get out of the way of the monsters. Luckily, I still reached a level. If they're gonna sleep, I'm gonna let them sleep. Oh, maybe not this guy, though. Because those guys hurt. They throw their axe at you. Yeah, it hurts. Crumble. Bing, bing, bing. I'm glad they kept the outside foresty music in this part. When I first played this, my dad had it set up in the basement living room of our house that we had growing up, and he had it set up to a stereo system, so I got to hear this music in full stereo at all times, like every Super Nintendo game I played, every N64 game I played. It was especially noticeable in Jet Force Gemini when you first land on Goldwood. All the forest sounds just surrounding you. It's very much like this music. I always appreciated that about this Secret of Mana music. This specific track was always amazing for that. Oh no, balloon is just as cheap as unconscious moves. But I love it later on in the game when all your weapons upgrade to a point where they all set balloon on any creature you're fighting. It makes it hilariously a breeze to go through and grind in those areas. It's beautiful. You don't want to upgrade your weapon. But then you have to because the enemies are just too strong to kill. Or cast a balloon on. Ah, a path where I need something stronger to cut through the rock. Oh, or just walk by the right part of the rock. But there are parts that you need to cut through with the axe because the rocks are too high. And swords won't cut it. Oh, that snoring noise. Those slimes. Those slimes are great for farming experience. Yeah, there. Those rocks are too big. If you have an axe, you can cut through them. Like, what the heck is these stairs that go nowhere? Here, and then the other side. And then the other side again. And then the other side again. And then the other side. Smack the switch, and then the other side again. And a song that's very fun at first, but becomes one of the most grating songs that you'll ever hear. I might turn down the volume for this part. Oh. I stopped playing there and I start over again? Maybe I just had to restart. Or I was trying to see what the other game saves had and see what the other games had to offer. What the other players, what levels they'd reached, what villages they'd seen that I hadn't seen by that point. That's one thing I loved about renting games. You could stumble upon someone's save that was at the very end and you could see the end. I would still be compelled to play the rest of the game, so I don't call that cheating. It was just a fun way to experience more of the game and see how other players built their characters. Who carried what weapons. I loved this concept of the video room. You're like these crystals that you're like, oh, they're ancient videos from an ancient world, and they showcase how the destruction of it. And again, it hails back to, like, I hail back to a near kind of perspective. So I've got the bow, she's got the spear, and the kid's got the axe. Which is, I usually give the kid the axe, and I usually give her the spear or the lance when we finally get the lance, the harpoon that you can throw. And I keep the sword for myself. But sometimes the arrow is really useful. I give the arrow to the little guy. I call him the kid, but he's the sprite. I wanted to see how far they had reached their levels with their weapons. Like, ooh, they got chakra. That's one of my favorite weapons too. I main the chakram when I'm playing Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning. Or now the Re-Reckoning version I just bought. Just testing it out, seeing, because the main character probably has more upgraded weapons. You up to level 6 or 8? I can't read that. It's a little blurry. Not bad. See how the whip does. They did not upgrade the whip. At least not with his character. He only has level 1 on the spear. Or that one's called the lance, but before I meant the throwing one. The javelin, that's the javelin type weapon. Okay, she's up to level 6 or level 8. Level 8 spears. Ooh. Go Brittany. Daedalus Lance. I wonder what this person named their characters. I don't know if I checked. Oh yeah, the fists. They were fun sometimes too. Like, it has so many weapons. It's just like that's why I love games like Nier and Reckoning, Kingdoms of Amalur. I love that, the tornado kick. Is because they have so many great weapons you can choose between and experiment with and just have fun with. Javelin, there we go. I usually give her the javelin once I find it. But it tends to have a weak attack power. So sometimes I give her back the spear when I need to. Let's see what else. All these strange, tall-headed men. It's been a while since I played, so right now I don't specifically remember, but back then I just didn't even know who these guys were. I know they were like super intelligent, wise men that I was supposed to probably ask for help to how to progress in the story, progress in the game. That's the best way I can describe it. Google belt. Like, what are all these items? Flammy drum. What's a flammy drum? Oh, how cool! Oh wow! And this music, it's also one of the greatest tracks in video game history. And this one too is very beautiful and peaceful. I'm like, what? What's this? Is the tree cut down, or is it just too tall and it's video gamey, just not letting me see the top of it? That's what I was thinking at the time, without any context. Just loading someone else's game. Let's try this again. I may have tried this before recording it, which is why I wanted to record it, but I may have just been experimenting and randomly loading a game and seeing what is where beyond where I've played. Because renting games gets expensive after a while if all you're doing is exploring and learning how to play. Whoa! 460 or something. $200. I wasn't used to those kinds of numbers. These songs are just ingrained in my DNA. Time to fly. At the time, I didn't realize that was the mana fortress floating around. I just thought it was a weird cloud that was running away from me. I loved the desert music. And I love this music. I'm trying to see the different views of Flammy. How he floats in a wave pattern. I thought that was really cool for the graphics back then. Right in it. Right in a sand pit, Flammy? Seriously? Every time I'm going into a new zone, I'm going to say, and I love this music, and I love that music, because if I recorded any of the snow area with Santa Claus, that music is also some of my favorite music in the entire game. It's amazing. It's amazingly snowy sounding, icy sounding. This is amazingly desert sounding. You definitely feel like you need a drink of water. I feel like I need a drink of water. Can you hear it in my voice? Fly away, Flammy. That's where I'll leave us for now.